You know that moment when you buy something small and tell yourself, it's fine, it's only a few bucks, and then a week later you open your bank app and think, okay, who's been using my card? That's overspending in real life. It's usually not one big, dramatic purchase. It's 100 tiny, it's fine decisions that don't feel dangerous in the moment. A coffee here, a delivery fee there, a little Amazon order because you were bored, a quick stop at the store that somehow turns into $38. And if you've ever felt weirdly guilty about it, let me say this up front. Overspending doesn't mean you're stupid. It doesn't mean you're lazy. It usually just means your spending is happening too fast and too quietly. Most people try to fix overspending with motivation. They wake up one day and go, okay, new me. I'm disciplined now. That works for about 3 days, right until you're tired, stressed, or you've had a long week and your brain wants a little reward. What actually works is building small habits that make spending harder to do by accident and easier to do on purpose. So in this video, I'm going to share 15 small habits that help you stop overspending. Nothing extreme. No, never buy coffee again. No, cancel everything fun. Just simple habits that work whether you earn dollars or pounds, whether you're 19 or 39, and whether you're starting with $200 saved or $20,000. Here's the mindset shift that makes all of this easier. Your goal isn't to spend less because spending is bad. Your goal is to stop buying things you don't even care about, so you can keep more money for the stuff you actually do care about. Because nobody regrets spending money on something that truly matters to them. People regret spending money on things they barely remember buying. Overspending usually comes from two things: speed and invisibility. Speed means you can buy something in seconds. Tap to pay, one-click checkout before your brain even asks, wait, do I need this? Invisibility means the money leaves quietly. Subscriptions, fees, little charges that blend together. Stuff you forget by dinner. So the fix is also two things: slow it down and make it visible. Before you change anything, do a quick 60-second check. Open your last 10 transactions. Not your entire month, just the last 10. Circle the ones you don't remember, the ones that didn't make your life better, and the ones that happened because you were bored, tired, or stressed. That list is your real problem. The habits below are small, but they attack speed and invisibility directly. That's why they work. Habit 1. Use the 24-hour pause for anything non-essential. If you want something that isn't food, rent, bills, or a real need, don't buy it today. Put on a list and wait one day. Must imposes the overnight. Tomorrow you either still want it, or you realize you were just in a mood. And if you still want it tomorrow, you can buy it with a clear head. That's the point. You're not banning purchases. You're just making sure the purchase is yours, not your impulse. To make it easier, set a dollar limit. Anything over $50 automatically goes on the list. Not forever, just one day. You're giving future you the final vote. Habit 2. Keep a wish list instead of a buy list. This sounds silly, but it's honestly one of the most powerful habits for online spending. Anytime you want something, add it to a wish list with the price. That's it. No checkout, no swiping. Just capture the desire and park it. Over time, you'll notice something that's almost embarrassing. Half the things you needed stop feeling important after a few days. The wish list becomes a filter. It protects your money without you feeling restricted. Once a week, scan the wish list and delete anything you forgot about. If you still want something, write one reason why you want it. One sentence. If you can't, it's probably not worth it. Habit 3. Use one cart, one checkout, once per week. Online shopping is dangerous because it's frictionless. You can buy something in 20 seconds while you're waiting for a microwave to beep. So add friction back in. Pick one day a week as your checkout day. During the week, you can add things to your cart, but you don't buy. Then on checkout day, you look at the cart like a comm manager. You remove the junk. You keep the true needs. You ask, would I still buy this if it wasn't on sale? You ask, do I want this, or do I want the feeling of buying something? This single rule cuts spending without making you feel deprived, because you're not saying no, you're saying later, and only if it still makes sense. And it helps with regret. When you buy everything in one batch, you see the total. You can say, am I comfortable with this number? If not, you edit it down. You stop shopping like an emotional person and start shopping like an editor. Habit 4. Put a speed bump on your payment method. If your card is saved everywhere, you'll spend like a machine. So remove saved cards from your favorite apps and websites. Yes, it's annoying. That's the point. The extra 30 seconds forces your brain to wake up. Also, if you use tap to pay all day, consider using a little cash for snacks and small buys. Not because cash is magic, just because it's visible. When the cash is gone, spending stops automatically. If you want a simple rule, keep one card for bills and one card for spending. Don't link the bills card to shopping apps. Keep it boring and hard to access so you think first. Habit 5. Make default the cheaper option. A lot of overspending isn't bad decisions. It's just default decisions. Name brand by default. Upgrades by default. Delivery by default. Fancy plan by default. Flip that. Decide ahead of time. Default is store brand. Default is no upgrade. Default is pickup. Default is water. Default is the basic plan. You can still choose a nicer option sometimes, but now it's a conscious choice, not a habit. Write your defaults down if you need to. Stuff like, no delivery unless I'm sick. No upgrades unless required. Store brand first. When your default is decided, you stop debating it every time, and decision fatigue drops a lot. Here's a real example. If you order food delivery twice a week, you're not just paying for food. You're paying delivery fees, service fees, and tips. A $12 meal becomes a $25 habit without you noticing. Switching the default to pickup doesn't make you cheap. It makes you intentional. Notice the pattern so far. None of these habits require you to earn more. They just stop small purchases from sneaking in. Now we'll handle the biggest leaks: subscriptions, social pressure, and treat yourself spending. Quick reset. If you only did the first 5 habits, you'd already spend less because you slowed spending down and made it visible. Now we're going after the stuff that drains you every month and the spending you do because of other people. Habit 6. Do a subscription audit once per month. Open your bank app and look for repeating charges. Streaming, apps, gyms, free trials you forgot about, delivery memberships, cloud storage, newsletters, random add-ons. Anything that hits every month without you choosing it on purpose counts. Your rule is simple. If you wouldn't buy it again today at full price, cancel it. Most people are paying $50, $100, sometimes £150 a month for things they barely use. That's not a moral failure. It's invisible spending by design. Put a reminder on the first of the month. Cancel one thing. Not everything. Just one. Over a year, that's 12 leaks plugged. One trick that makes this painless. Keep a note called subscriptions I actually use. When a charge shows up, you decide if it belongs there. If it doesn't, cancel it. And if you're scared to cancel because you might need it later, remember you can always resubscribe in 2 minutes. The real question is whether you want to pay for it every month, just in case. Habit 7. Have a 10-minute money check-in every week. Overspending thrives in chaos. When you don't look at your numbers, your brain makes up a story, and the story is usually wrong. Once a week, pick a day and do 3 checks. What did I spend this week? What bills are coming before next payday? What I need to adjust for next week? That's it. No spreadsheets required. If you want it kid simple, use 3 buckets. Needs, wants, future. Needs: rent, groceries, transport, utilities. Wants: fun, eating out, random shopping. Future: saving, investing, debt payoff. Your job isn't to make wants 0. Your job is to stop want from quietly eating future. When you do this weekly, you catch problems while they're small, like a dripping tap, instead of waiting until the whole room is flooded. Habit 8. Give yourself a weekly spending allowance and let it run out. This sounds basic, but it works because it creates a boundary you can feel. Pick one number for the week: $60, $100, £50, whatever fits. This is for small wants, coffee, snacks, little shopping, random stuff. Put in one place, separate debit card, separate bank account, or cash. When it's empty, you're done for the week. The magic is you stop asking, can I afford this? 50 times. You ask, is this worth using my allowance on? That's a better question. Reset it on the same day every week. If there's money left on Sunday night, move it to savings. That turns not spending into an actual win you can see. Habit 9. Pre-decide your answer for social spending. Overspending is often social. Someone says, let's go out, and you say yes, not because you love the food, but because you don't want to look broke or boring. So don't decide in the moment. Decide in advance. How many paid outings per month? What's your max per outing? What's your default cheap order? For example, 2 outings a month, $30 max, 1 main and water. That's not misery. That's a plan. Also have a sentence ready. I'm keeping it low-key this month, but I'm down a hang. I'm saving right now. Can we do something cheaper? Real friends don't punish you for having goals. If they do, that's not a money problem. That's a people problem. Habit 10. Separate treat yourself from cope with stress. This one is huge because a lot of spending isn't about the item. It's about the feeling. You're tired, annoyed, stressed, or bored, and your brain wants a quick win. So you buy something, then you feel worse because the stress is still there and now your money is gone too. So here's the rule. You can treat yourself, but it has to be planned. Pick a small monthly fun budget, $25/pound 20, whatever. Put it somewhere separate and name it fun money. When you spend it, enjoy it with zero guilt because it was intentional. But outside that budget, if you feel the urge to buy because you're stressed, delay it. Do a replacement action for 10 minutes. Walk, shower, clean one small thing, message a friend, make tea. Then check if you still want the purchase. Most of the time you won't. If you're noticing a theme, we're not trying to turn you into a robot. We're trying to stop accidental spending. And the fastest way to stop accidental spending is to build rules you can follow on your worst day, not your best day. All right, last stretch. You already have the tools to slow spending down, make it visible, and stop the monthly leaks. Now we're finishing with 5 habits that make overspending harder even when you're busy, tired, or just not paying attention. Habit 11. Use the one-touch grocery rule. Before you go into a store, write a list. Don't put anything in the basket that isn't on the list. If you remember something important, add it to the list first, then buy it. That tiny pause is the point. Grocery stores are built to trigger impulse buys. A list turns you into a shopper with a mission, not a browser. And here's the human part. Nobody walks into a supermarket planning to overspend. It just happens because your brain sees 100 little temptations. The list protects you from shopping with your eyes. Habit 12. Shop with the price per use question. Before you buy something, ask, how many times will I actually use this? If it's a $60 jacket you'll wear 60 times, that's $1 per wear. Great. If it's a $60 gadget you'll use twice, that's $30 per use. Suddenly it feels different. This isn't about being cheap. It's about being honest. Habit 13. Keep shopping apps and promo emails out of sight. If a shopping app is on your home screen, you'll open it when you're bored. If promo emails hit your inbox daily, you'll discover sales you never asked for. So delete shopping apps from your home screen, turn off notifications, and unsubscribe from store emails. You can still buy what you need. You're just stopping companies from renting space in your attention. Overspending often starts with one trigger, seeing something you weren't even looking for. Habit 14. Use the replacement rule for small leaks. Pick one daily spend that sneaks in: coffee, snacks, convenience drinks. Don't ban it. Replace it 3 days a week. If you usually buy a $5 coffee 5 times, replace 3 with home coffee. That's roughly $60 a month saved without you feeling like your life got worse. This habit matters because it trains control without punishment. It's a gentle win that adds up. Habit 15. Pay yourself first automatically. If you wait to save whatever is left over, there will be nothing left over. So set an automatic transfer for the day you get paid. Even $10, $25, or $50 works. The amount matters less than the fact that it happens without a decision. Then build from there. Every time you get a raise, increase the transfer by a tiny amount. You won't feel it, but your future will. And yes, US and UK systems have different names. In the US, you might move money from checking to a high-yield savings account. In the UK, you might use an easy access savings account or an ISA. Different names, same habit. Move money away from spending the moment it arrives. Now here's the part most people miss. Overspending is rarely a knowledge problem. You already know you shouldn't spend money you don't have. The real problem is your spending system is too easy to trigger and too hard to track. These habits fix the system. They slow you down, they make purchases visible, and they create boundaries you can follow even when you're tired. Here's the simplest way to start without getting overwhelmed. Pick just 3 habits and run them for 14 days. Not forever. 2 weeks. I'd recommend 1 habit that slows you down, 1 that blocks monthly leaks, and 1 that pays you first. For example, 24-hour pause, subscription audit, automatic transfer. Or 1 cart checkout day, weekly allowance, grocery list rule. After 14 days, open your last 10 transactions again. Most people see fewer impulse buys and more money staying where it should. One last human truth. Plan for the slip. If you overspend one day, don't throw the whole week away. Just return to the system on the next purchase. That's how habits form. You restart quickly. Here are the 15 habits again, in one breath. 24-hour pause, wish list, 1 cart checkout day, remove save cards, cheaper defaults, monthly subscription audit, weekly money check-in, weekly allowance, pre-decide social spending, plan treat yourself budget, 1-touch grocery list, price per use question, hide shopping apps and promo emails, replacement rule, and pay yourself first automatically. And if you're watching this thinking, okay, but I'm already behind, I want you to hear this clearly. Stopping overspending is one of the fastest ways to feel in control again. Not because you suddenly became a different person, but because your money stops leaking in places you don't even notice. So pick your 3 habits. Run them for 2 weeks. Then come back and tell me what changed. Did you save $50 without trying? Did you cancel a subscription you forgot existed? Did you stop buying snacks just because you were out? Those wins aren't small. They're proof you can steer the ship. And if you want one simple next step after this video, set your automatic transfer today, even if it's tiny. That one move turns "I hope I save" into "I save." You've got this. Small habits, repeated, beat willpower every time.